Hello. Who remembers this? We're not timing. We're not doing anything. One take and done. As long as the audio and everything renders fine. One take and done. That's it. I don't feel like. I don't feel like doing anything at the moment. First of all, that time is 2 minutes off. I took the screenshot of that as soon as possible. It is actually 4:50 a.m. So, for those of you who have not been subscribed for 5 years now, 5 years, um, it's been a minute since we've had one of these. I literally found where it was 3 years ago. 3 years ago. I don't. Is it gonna catch? It's gonna catch desktop audio, so I'm gonna go ahead and mute and make sure. I'm gonna check it. Oh. Hmm. Hmm. Oh. Okay. Let me explain. Let me explain. I came in this with every intent to script, to edit, to do this like kind of video where it's like it's actually has meaning in it, and then I realized something while I was trying to do it. I kept getting distracted by, friends with this and friends with that, and different things and different issues. By the way, the last time we did an update like this was 3 years ago on September 7th, 2017. That is the last time I can find a recorded update that's not including the video we did 2 weeks ago, which is the You Never. I actually got one positive feedback from that. I thought that was fucking hilarious. Pardon my language. That's how bad it's gotten. So let's go ahead. I want to let you know. I thought about when I did this. I thought about when I was editing. I was like, okay, cool. And then I stopped. And then I looked. I'm like, hold on a second. What am I doing? So I went to my channel. I went to my YouTube channel. And I looked at it and I'm like, we have over 500. We have so many videos. We have 500 public videos. I'm pretty sure we have over 100 unlisted. Like, I know the Pop Tropica videos, there's over 200 of those. And most of them are unlisted, so probably never seen whatever, because people don't actually click on the playlist and do all that and stuff. But it's been a minute, and it's funny when I look back on it. I was like, whoa. And then I realized I started this 5 years ago, which was before I met my friends on Discord. When I did meet my friends on Discord, I started, I started going ham before that, right? We had Roller Coaster Tycoon, we had Spider-Man, which is really fun to do. We had Minecraft, we had Star Wars, we had Kingdom Rush, which was really fun to do on mobile. We had Happy Thanksgiving, we had Education Time, which was creepy as hell. We had Slush Tile Rush, which I don't know if they're bot views or what, but apparently each one of those videos got over 100 views. I have no idea how. We have the Clockwork 3 series, which I regret starting for 3 reasons. 1, copyright laws. I don't know where the hell that is. 2, I did it terribly. And 3, and most importantly, I never finished it. I didn't look into the legality of it, I just never finished it. Also, I'm gonna try and keep this short, but honestly, it could go on for hours, because you know me. We had Slush, we had Zelda, we had Minecraft Story Mode, we had all these things, all this content, constantly, and back then, gameplay videos and things like that, where it was just massive production of just long videos, easy to make, little, things, that used to work. And there were a lot of channels that did that, and it was more, okay, how funny is the person, how cool is it to react to them. Nowadays, you can't get away with that. You can't get away with that at all. You cannot get away with that at all. You have to do editing. You have to make things look pretty. You have to be funny. You have to do this. You have to do that. Da, 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 da. And it's funny because looking back on my channel, it's funny because as bad as those early, like as cringy or as whatever you want to say about them, I literally look back at that and I'm like, that's that's a person with passion. That's a person that could continue. That's a person with drive. That's a person who wants to do things 4 years, 3, 4, 5 years ago. That's a man with some thought in his head. This brain, this right here, you can see the zit right here. I apologize. I even brushed my hair before this, or I tried. I tried to brush my hair before this. I tried. I really did. I tried to brush my hair before this, but it just wouldn't. But how? Okay, I need to get it cut. I'm going to get it cut. But what really, over the years has just gotten lazier and lazier. I peaked back in 2017, 2018 when I was like a junior, when I was a senior at high school. I had a drive. I did things. I took risks. I did things that might have been stupid. I did things that, maybe not the brightest. I had a lot of videos where it's like, oh, face cam, no face cam, Garden Warfare, Club Penguin. I remember doing Club Penguin. Anyway, we have all those. I literally just looked up a video, which is why I put the little timestamp in the corner, so throwback to 3 years ago when I uploaded a video called Whelp. It's still there. It's still embarrassing. I didn't watch through it, but I looked because I was like, okay, is that a static image, or did I somehow copy it? I was going to copy it to see if I could get it going live. Couldn't figure it out because there's nothing in here anymore. But I bring this all up because I think I've legit gotten dumber. I don't know the specifics around it. I don't know if it's called age regression or brain damage, or call it whatever you want. I legit feel dumber. I really hope the audio works because I'm not going to be able to record this the same the next time. Fun fact, on my computer at least, maybe it's because I haven't activated Windows, but I don't see why that would be an issue. But for whatever reason, I cannot, on movies and TV, I cannot watch my own videos back. I tried to watch my own video back, and the only thing that I got from it was audio. That's it. Audio. I didn't get any video. So I tried to play it on OBS. I opened OBS, and I selected media source, and I clicked on my video, and I tried to watch it on there. I got video, no audio. So we're not even using Audacity. Remember that whole, there was a couple of videos, I don't remember where it is. There's a couple of videos where we did, we had, my brain stopped, where we had Audacity. So we'd run in the beginning, we'd check the background noise, and we'd cut that out, and then I'd have myself talk, and then I'd put up the video, and I'd have the video on OBS, and, basic, very basic video editing. By the way, my video editing has not gone anywhere. So we have an issue. We have multiple issues. We have so many issues to talk about. It's not even funny. A while back, and by a while back, I mean, I want to say last month. I don't know if I uploaded a video. No. Because I've mainly been streaming on Twitch. I brought that up a while ago. I don't have Twitch pulled up. Let me pull that up real quick. Just to look at that. Oh my god. Brain, hello? No. So I forwent. Let's go ahead and say that. I forwent having to record videos and everything in lieu of live streaming. I was like, okay, I'll be on Twitch, I'll live stream. Kind of ignored YouTube a little bit. Probably shouldn't have done that. Probably was stupid. But I was like, okay, whatever. We'll do stuff on Twitch. And so I started streaming Valorant. I'm trying to figure out when I started streaming again. but honestly, I don't know. 2020, 2020, expiring 3 days. Spare, oops, expire. Apparently, there's a couple of streams from 2016 I see, and there's a couple things from 2020 that apparently are expiring, which I don't know how that works, because some of them are and some of them are not. It's clearly not a time constraint because this is an hour and 37, this is 2 minutes. I don't know why it's expiring, but I don't really care. I'm not here to talk about that. I'm not even looking at the camera. I'm so out of practice for update videos. It's kind of funny how bad I am at them. I don't have any notes. If you remember a couple of times, I've literally written out notes and literally put them on the screen. No notes. Actually, I do have half of a script, and I'll read out the half of the script in a little bit. But so I started streaming on Twitch, and that got me, surprise, surprise, nowhere. Uh, and you know, it's 2020. It's the year of just is the year of bad. Anyone who's, you know, you ask anyone, and they might say, "Oh, it was a good year, but this," or "It was a good, but this." Like, there's even if they said it was a good year for X, Y, or Z, you know there's something bad there. You know there's something wrong that went on. So, uh, you know, all this was going on, in the world, and my brain, I just took a nosedive. And I don't care, honestly. I'm gonna be one of the only people who actually goes back and looks at this video in the future. Let's see. I turned 19. I turned 19 in August. Uh, After turning 19, still can't drive. Still don't have a job. So to be fair, I graduated for a second. Right. I graduated spring of 2019. I'm 90% sure. I'd have to check. I'm 90% sure. Spring of 2019 I graduated because then I had one semester of college, which I didn't do all my classes. I dropped one because it was messing with my computer that I spent $900 and I was not going to mess with that. So I was like, no. And then uh, spring of 2020 I completed all my classes except for at the end because of COVID, which I'm gonna bring here up in the script. Um, you know, you know, I finished those, and then I was so depressed. I was so down. I was like, okay, I don't really feel like taking classes over the summer. I'm gonna take it to do X, Y, and Z. Didn't do X, Y, and Z at all. Mainly learning how to code, learning to program, learning to maybe make videos again, live stream, Nothing worked out. My sister graduated. She's back home now. It's a nightmare. And she's gonna see that, and I love her to death. But it's so obnoxious having to try and live with her. And now we're here. It's December 2nd. Okay, let me read the script. And we'll backtrack a little bit. Let me read the script. This is all I wrote up in about 20 minutes. Granted, I was in a voice call. I was watching someone else play Death Road to Canada. It was a fun time. We were relaxing. But here we go. December 2020. Time flies when you don't do much. I was gonna try and get this up on the 1st, but the game theories were hosting a live stream for Saint Jude's Children's Hospital. On top of that, I'm really lazy, and I didn't get it done. A lot of things happened in 2020, from COVID to the end of Unus Annus to the over $300 million raised for St. Jude. That's it. That's all I got done. That's how lazy, that's how bad I am. I'm terrible. I'm terrible. But to point on those things, obviously we have the COVID lockdown. I'm an otaku. I'm a gamer. It doesn't affect me. I didn't have a job to begin with, but it did make getting a job harder and more daunting and more depressing when you fill out application after application deprecation. Some of them don't reply. Some of them do reply, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, we decided to go in a different direction," or "Oh, the position's full." And some are just like, "Yeah, no." My sister just had an issue with that the other day. She got one that literally had the guts to say, "We don't want you." Like, okay, that's rude. Um, if you don't know what Unus Annus was, I will mention the basics, but I'm not gonna pull up any references or anything like that. To be honest, I didn't watch that much of it. I only saw a couple of clips with my friends, and then I watched the whole day live stream, and I bought a lanyard. I didn't have a lot of money at the time, but I was like, you know what, this is something I want to remember. Just like when there's a couple of days, I would say once every 1 or 2 years I go back and I look at everything I've done. I've looked at, countless memories from high school. I looked at all my videos just now. It, it hits hard. So when it comes to collectibles and things like that, I definitely want to remember them. I also won't lie, I do have some of the videos downloaded to watch again, but I'm not gonna go here or there. Unus Annus was a channel created by Markiplier and Crank Gameplays, and basically they were like, for 1 year, every single day, we're gonna make a video. And at the end of the year, we're gonna delete it. It's going to be erased from history. He said there's no problem with, if you have clips or if you make me videos, fine. But he said do not repost it. If you repost it, we will come after you legally. And if Markiplier ever sees this, or if Crank Gameplays ever sees this, please don't try and sue me for the 4 videos. I promise I'm not gonna upload them. I promise. It's just anyway. I'm getting off topic. It's not gonna happen regardless. Um, but it was one of those things that's like I didn't know that there was a message behind it. A lot of the videos I saw were just, basic like they were the type of comedy where it's like kind of like a guilty pleasure where it's like I kind of think it's funny and I kind of think it's just vulgar and I'm just like, oh, okay, well, it could be fun, it could be not, whatever. So I didn't really get into it, and then I got so emotional on the last day because that's just the kind of person I am, that I got the lanyard and then it was gone. And then for like the next week I was just sitting there like time, and it's one of those things I reiterated throughout a lot of my videos from the past, I think, where it's like you never know what you have until it's gone. No one knows when they're gonna die. No one knows I have this many hours to live. You might say, okay, you have cancer, so that's a really grotesque example, but it really makes a point. It's like you're told, hey, this might kill you in 2 months, and we might be able to save you, we might not. But I don't think there's a single person that says, okay, I'm gonna die at this exact moment. I have this exact much time to live. And so it really hit hard for me. And then, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try and salvage something from my life. I want something. Like one of my one of the only things I have left to really grasp onto as a person at this point in my life is that fact of I wanted to make people happy. And you can argue it's one of the most cliche things. Oh, I want to make people happy. Oh, I want to do, it's one of those cliche things. But I legit don't know how else to say it. I don't know how else to say it. What can I say? I've hated negativity. I've been told that positivity used to be one of my top strengths. I don't know where it is now. My friends think I'm on something when I tell them, hey, positivity used to be one of my strengths, because I used to be a really positive person and I met them and they just brought my mood down, so I can no longer really act positive around them or anything because it just hurts. We're about 20 minutes in, so I doubt any of them are watching at this point. They probably watched the first 5 minutes, so like, okay, this is just DJ rambling on forever and ever, who cares? I was gonna add a secret word in here, but I'm too lazy to type it out, so I'll just tell you near the end, but not entirely at the end, because otherwise people just skip to the end, find the word, and then, put something in there, so whatever. That's another thing that's really, really old, but I still like to do. So I knew that this live stream was coming up because of all the, things, and okay, this is going on, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna be there. I'm talking about game theorists now. The Saint Jude thing. I was there for the mental health one. I was there for last year's Saint Jude's. I was here for this year's Saint Jude's. Um, I've been a long theorist member, and I don't want to say I've been there from the beginning because that's a lie, but excuse me, I came in around the time of Mario's Communist, somewhere around there. I don't have the exact dates. Maybe YouTube does sort somewhere, somehow. I don't know. But anyway, so they start the stream. Everything is cool. We're watching. I was like, I know I'm gonna donate throughout the stream, but I usually like to wait because I know last year what happened was I donated $20. And granted, I don't have a job, so I'm not gonna tell you how I get money. Not illegally, I promise. But I kind of maneuver it around a little bit. I have a couple of odd jobs I do, like surveys and stuff like that. Those things that people are like, oh, online scams. But I have it in with the companies and they actually pay me, so it works out. So I had money and I put in 20, and then Markiplier's like, any donation, I will double it, I will match it. And so I was like, okay, I need to put another 10. This year, really tight. Really tight. Like, I mean, like, I'm pretty sure my bank account is very close to zero. Like, I tried really hard to not get to zero, but I think we're really close. So, for context, I got paid a certain amount, and then I bought 2 gifts for a family member because I wanted to have 2 gifts for everyone. I already ordered gifts for my sister. I got gifts for my dad. I got 2 gifts for my mom. And then I had a little bit of extra left. And of course, being the person that I am, trying to make people happy, being a stupid, positive person, my friends were like, because I always like to try and get my friends something if I can. And so 2 of my friends, kind of approached me. I was like, you know what, I shouldn't, but, okay. So I got them stuff for Christmas. I still did all the math out so that I would be fine to donate however much I could. But lo and behold, I donate my $20. I get my 2 raffle entries to whatever MatPat has in store, and I need to check my email by the way, because if I don't contact them back, I'm gonna be in trouble. If I don't think I won anything, but if I did, I should probably check my email. But so I'm like, okay, whatever, and then someone's like, I'll match donations. And it's one of those things that they push really, really hard, and it's like, I feel bad because it's like, I literally can't. But I'm like, but if I move this over here and I just tweak it a little bit, I literally donated $2. And I think if I had donated, I'm doing the math in my head right now, I think if I would have donated $4, I literally would be at zero. Pretty close, really close. But that's one of the reasons I was trying to wait, because matching donations and stuff like that. But in the end, they wanted to raise 1 billion. Or I'm sorry, now rewind my words. They wanted to raise 1 million for Saint Jude. It takes about 2.2 million in 2016 to run the entire hospital for one day, and they raised over $3 million. Now, don't get me wrong, I love St. Jude. I think it's a great cause. I think there's very little causes you could do that are better than that. But personally, it a little bit bothers me that they were doing St. Jude, St. Jude, St. Jude, St. Jude, St. Jude, St. Jude, St. Jude. And it's not, they can donate to whoever they want. It's a good cause regardless. But it's one of those things that's like, as cool as it would be to have a St. Jude live stream, personally for me, I think it would have more impact on me if they did one live stream for something else, for a different cause, and then one for St. Jude. And I'll talk about that in a minute, because I'm gonna do something incredibly stupid. Because that's me. I'm stupid. That's all that's left of me. And we'll get into the self kind of depreciating part in a minute, but not right now. We're still sticking with the positivity as much as possible. So it's a great way to end out the year and stuff like that. So, with that being said, I'm glad they raised 3 million. Shout out to them. Link will be in the description. You can still donate. The donation link, I believe, will still be up for about the rest of the month. So you can still donate if you want to donate to Saint Jude. You won't be in donating the raffles, but you'll be supporting a cause. So, what I wanted to talk about, other than the fact that my mind has regressed, literally, I think I was more of a person back in 2017, back in 2018. I think I'm more of a person than I am now. Looking back at it, I made attempts to edit thumbnails. I made attempts to edit videos. I did something. Now I'm just super lazy and I don't care anymore. And it sucks. It really sucks. And when someone asks me, oh, just do what you did back then, I'm like, I can't. I tried. I can't. So I want to. My thought process was kind of to resurrect the channel, kind of to do something. I'll let you know right now that my sleep schedule is terribly off. As you can tell, we started this video at 4:50. It is now 5:15 in the morning. So that's not good. But my sleep schedule has been almost completely opposite. I've been getting up whenever, I've been sleeping whenever. Still have college classes. Still have 2 college classes currently, and I need to sign up for classes for next semester. Hopefully I get some still, and I'm not just wasting everyone's time. I'd like a job, but I can't get a job. You know. Anyway, but going back to different things, I've also this year I fell into the YouTuber, no, not YouTuber, VTuber rabbit hole. And I've done some things. Not well. I haven't done anything really weird, but it's one of those things that's like it's inspired me. It's like I want to get back into doing something. Anything is better than nothing. I have literally been doing nothing, and it bothers me because whenever I try and do something, I get yelled at for doing that something, and whenever I don't do anything, my sister's like, all you do is sit on your ass and play on your computer or watch videos all day, and I'm literally like, I lose no matter what. No matter what I do, it is wrong. It is the wrong option. You are wrong. So I said, okay. I said, alright. I want to do something. So I tried to take up, I've always wanted to program or code a game. There was a game jam. Started November 1st. Went until December 1st. I did nothing. I tried. I tried to learn to make a game. I tried to do things. I got into it. I was like, okay, it started out strong, and then it flopped because, first of all, laziness. Second of all, I had issues where I put my faith in someone and I was stabbed in the back yet again. I don't have scars like war scars, like scratches or anything, but I do have something excuse me, kind of similar that kind of hurts, that are kind of like scar tissue. So it's kind of weird. But regardless, I have that sort of issue and thing along those lines where I'm just like, okay, whatever. Um, so I felt like I added another scar that day where it's like, okay, we got together, we said we were gonna do this thing, we didn't end up doing anything. Well, it didn't work out. I was in the Discord. Trying to go out to find people is really hard for introverts. My eyes are starting to like, they hate me right now. I'm trying to keep awake. I'm awake. It's not tired. It's just tired of living, I guess. Um, but yeah, so um, it was very unfortunate. I didn't really get to do much. I've been keeping up with school, but that's literally about it. And my issue with school is it's like I used to be that kid that was really smart in school and didn't really have to study. And even in college, it's the same sort of thing where it's like I don't really like there's no drive behind it. Like when I had to wake up, get dressed, go to class, come home, do the work, go back, like there was a process there, and that made it easy. Now I have to somehow manage to. First of all my classes are online, no remote. I hate remote. Remote is the worst. Dislike it. Could not do it. Drives me nuts. Cannot do remote. So I was like, I'm not doing this. And I said I wasn't doing this because I had that experience once. I never want to do it again. Um, I'm probably gonna have to suck it up for next semester. I don't know, but whatever classes I do take will be in the afternoon because I do not do mornings. My body just, the earliest I think I've gotten up is 10, and that's because I went to bed at like 2, and I can barely go to bed at 2. I'm usually going to bed by like 6 in the morning. So we do all this work, we do everything. Um, I'm doing this work for class, and it's just, it's the only thing that's even semi-normal, but it's really not. So I've been getting this inspiration from Unisongs, from Game Grumps, from VTubers, like, kind of just do this, do something. You need to do something. So I found this YouTuber by the name of, you guys must know, I'm pulling up the channel. That's weird. I don't know why I have. Actually, now I know why I have that. I'm not paying attention. I'm not paying attention to that. Here it is. It's called CGP Gray. I don't know. I don't remember how I found it. I don't remember what video it was. All I remember is I watched it and I immediately fell in love with it, and I watched all of the videos, all of the, the certified ones, all the ones where like it's mainly information. No matter how old they are, I watched them. So I have 2 videos pulled up right here actually. Bam! Look at that, live editing, live, live, live recording editing. I really want to focus on these 2 videos, for example, because they show me where I want to go forward, right? We've spent the last 2-3 years going back. We literally were making progress, making progress. Hold it, where's my channel? I have the videos right here. We were making progress, making progress, making progress. And then something around 2018, 2017, 2018, I just stopped. We cut off. We fell back. We did nothing. So late 2018 through 2019 into, well, no, this year's 2020. So I guess kind of into 2020 has been a lot of nothing. Mainly late 2017, 2018, 2019. We haven't really done anything. We haven't progressed. We haven't done anything as a person. We haven't become better. I really, 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 really want to do something, anything at this point, to even if no one sees it. I want to look back on this part of life as something positive. To tell you a lot lately, I've been looking back on high school, and I'm just looking at, you could have done so much more. You wasted so much time. And all time is limited. 1 year. It's limited. Everything is going to die. You are limited. Everything is limited. Your feelings are limited. You need to do something. So I looked at these 2 videos, both of which have been uploaded this year. The theme is a thing I'll focus on it more. Lockdown Productivity Spaceship U was a video I watched. Both these videos are really short. You can watch them, and they're way less time than this video. I'm gonna try and keep this video under an hour. That would be nice. I'm not editing it, by the way. All the editing is done live. We're not post editing anything. So, because I'm bad at editing. But lockdown productivity, to sum it up, you focus, you do things. You have a core. You have a mental, you have a physical. When the core is low, you fall into this void, which is where I'm 90% sure I've been for the last 2-3 years. 2 or 3 years. And it's not like I've necessarily kept it all bottled up inside. I have kind of kept a lot of it bottled up inside, but have kind of tried to reach out. And the problem that I found out when I actually took a step back, literally in my mind's always doing like 14 things at once. Even when I'm recording this, my mind's doing 14 things at once. But when I took a step back and I looked at it, everyone that I was asking to either have help or either, you know, in any sort of scenario, was just not the right people to ask. My parents do a lot for me. They give me shelter, they give me food, they put up with me, they do a bunch of stuff. I've had a couple medical issues in the past where it's kind of been both not blown to correctional proportion and it's blown way wildly out of proportion. I had an issue once where my chest has this thing where it just randomly starts contracting like a squishy ball, like you can't breathe. And one time I was taken to the doctor, and the doctor was like, "Well, I don't know," and my mom got really mad at me. And so it's like whenever I have an issue, I have to question, is that the right option? Because I don't really, especially now being 2020, I don't really want to go see a doctor about anything like that, where it's like it could literally just be nothing. It could just be, chest pain or something. So I avoided asking my parents or my sister for help. I was just like, okay, whatever. I tried asking some of my friends for help, and while I'd say one or two of them, who I hope won't be watching this, because this is mainly for me and anyone who actually cares to see what kind of person I used to be. I don't know when you're watching this, but hi. Um, but just that sort of thing where it's like, okay, you know, a lot of my friends were just kind of brushing it off, saying it was a bit or a joke or something, and I was just like, yeah, I mean, sure, whatever. I, kind of just post depressing memes, and I kind of just try and feel a little bit better, and it kind of works. But long story short, I haven't been receiving a lot of help, a lot of positivity, and I'd say 2021 is my last ditch effort. I'm not going to commit suicide. That's not going to happen. I've long since learned that because suicide rates trend to move toward people with higher IQ, there comes a point where the person with the high IQ realizes that life is meaningless unless you give it meaning. Plain and simple. Life is meaningless unless you give it meaning. You have to decide what the meaning is. So once they hit that peak, they either off themselves or they try and bring it back down. They try and figure it out. No matter what happens, I'm not going to do that. I refuse to become that kind of statistic, because people look at that and it's just a statistic to them. And I refuse. I refuse to be a part of that. However, I'd say if I can't fix myself in 2021 to some extent, literally to the smallest extent, I'm just done. I'm at a point where I'm just like, okay, everything is just this. I need to find a baseline, and we're just gonna walk forward slowly, like every other person. We're gonna go through college. We're just gonna focus on classes. Eventually, we're gonna get a 9 to 5 job. Maybe we'll find a girl or a guy. Most likely a girl. 90%. Yeah, it's going to be a girl. Marry, have a kid. Like, we're just gonna go through our boring life, and it's gonna be like that. And it's fine, but it's one of those lives where it's like, I don't want that. Being a YouTuber is one of the most sought after jobs. It's been that way for a year or two, and it's one of those things where it's like, even if I was the funniest person alive, even if I had the best branding out there, you, it's still a little bit of luck. And people can say, oh, that's just because you're making it luck or this or that. But to me, I really think that, there are tons of people out there who don't, you know, who are really good and they're really good creators, but they don't get credit because they're just not lucky. They're just not. Speaking of luck, I want to give a shout out to two people um that I'm kind of tearing up. It's fine. I only have 20 minutes. I'm gonna go over an hour. It's gonna go over an hour. But basically these people, known as uh, Blue and Ashley Silverdush, have been one of the longest people that I've known. Ashley Silverdush less so. Blue is way more of an MVP. But the reason I bring up Ashley Silverdush, and you might remember her from a couple updates ago, that's going back 3 years. 3 years was the last time we did something like this. 3 years. But discounting the video 2 weeks ago because that really wasn't an update. That was just me ranting, which is pretty much what this is. But the reason I bring them up is because they are really supportive people that just, they exist and they're good people. So in the description, there will be a link to the MatPat thing. There will be a link to these two videos from CGP Grey. He's really cool. There'll be a link to Ashley Silverdust and Blue, simply for a nostalgic factor. Blue is one of those people. I thought I vaguely remember him. I've seen comments on his videos before. I was like, okay, that's really cool and all. And then I remember, I saw him message me 2 weeks ago, or he left a comment 2 weeks ago on my video, and I was astounded. I was like, wait a second, there's still a subscriber here. I have over 150 subscribers. Sorry, 127. Way out of line. Sorry about that. That's way overestimating. I have over 120 subscribers. 8 people saw that video. And I'm 90% sure YouTube counted me rewatching, or not even rewatching the whole video, but just clicking on it. Pretty sure it counted that as a view. So let's say it got 6 or 7 views. And he actually commented on it. That made my entire week. It literally did, and it got me thinking. It's like, okay, who is this person? I clicked on his thing, I went to his channel, I saw they uploaded something recently, I watched it, I commented back. Because, I used to be a person that watched a lot of YouTube. I used to be a person that didn't play a lot of games. I just watched a lot of YouTube because my computer couldn't handle it. When I eventually got a computer, it could handle a bunch of games and really wanted to play a bunch of games. Which, side note, going into future content, we'll get into that later, but I have so much I want to do and just no means of doing it. But long story short for this segment, tons of links in the description to totally amazing people, probably people with the more potential than I have. I think at this point in life I've been holed out kind of as a person. Like, no matter whatever was me is gone. There's just this kind of void speaking right now. Speaking of the other video, the theme, the whole point of the video, I can describe it a lot. I didn't even do a good job of explaining the last one, other than the core theme. Basically, if the core is low, prime the physical, then the mental. The mental doesn't come easily, so prime the physical. With the other one, I apologize to CBG Gray for doing a terrible job of explaining these videos. Maybe I'll even do some in YouTube editing and put like little hash marks for sections if I feel really spicy. I doubt it. But the whole theme episode is the more important one to focus on. I'd rather focus on that one. Basically, New Year's resolutions are trash. Do themes. And a theme changes things because rather than having a specific goal, you want to have a specific theme and you just base your decisions on that. He had a year of novelty, and every time, it made sense to do something a little bit different, he did. And, did he make a certain goal? No, because there wasn't a certain goal to be met. And I really want to take that to heart with these two things, which I'm going to pull up right now. The first one being December of Restoration. Now, the December of restoration, for the rest of this month, I have 20, 29, 28 days. I want to take the rest of December. I want to finish my 2 classes. I want to build up stamina. I want to build up energy. I want to feel better. I started exercising again. I'm trying really hard to keep going on that. I'm going to try and somewhat fix my sleeping schedule. Now, in my opinion, I don't care what my sister says because she's yet to send me the scientific journals, but I think a sleeping schedule means what's good for you. Now, for me personally, I think that means going to bed at 2 to 3 a.m. and getting up at 9 to 10 a.m. because that just works for me. When I get a job, obviously I'll have to change that. Until then, I don't think it's an issue, but who knows. So I want to take December to sit back, relax, kind of restore some things, maybe start on the next theme, which the theme for 2021, theme for 2020 has been pretty bad. We've just been spiraling downward. Basically, I want to take December and go from, like, if we're on a number line, I want to go from -10 to 0. If I can get up to a sort of baseline where I feel comfortable with, like, some semi-comfortable with what's going on and what I want to do, that would be amazing. 2021, I want to make the year of progression, or if in other words, I didn't type this out because it would have been really long, the year of development. Whether that be into video editing, into programming, into streaming, into college, into business. Well, first of all, I definitely have to take more classes because my mom will kill me if I don't. But I want to progress. I don't even want to stop. I want to run at a decent speed where I can figure out and do what I want to do. I want to be a streamer. I want to be a YouTuber. Those are very bad options. And by very bad options, I mean very unlikely to be successful options. Very unsuccessful. Very unlikely. It's very unlikely. Even if I put 100% of my energy into learning video editing and trying to be funny and doing, gameplay videos and, doing streaming and doing all of that, I don't think no matter what I do not think that it will most likely be successful without community support. If people just randomly show up and they, like, if one person invites 3 people and then 2 of those people stay and that pattern continues, I would grow at such an exponential rate, it would be amazing. But that's not going to happen, most likely. I'm not concerned with it. I'm not expecting YouTube to be, at this point. I mean, I've accepted it multiple times, and my brain has kind of fallen back into, but what if this, or but what if that? What if streaming on Twitch is the solution? Da 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 da. If you didn't know, we have a Twitch. Link will be in the description. Because of course it will. Hopefully. I'm not going to. This video is probably going to be, I'm not going to lie to you, it's probably going to be on the 3rd or the 4th. Because we're recording this on the 2nd at currently 5:38 in the morning. So after this, I'm going to make my mom's lunch. I'm going to take a bath, I'm going to pass out, and then I'm not going to be up until like midday on the 2nd. So if I had to guess, this is probably going to be out on the 3rd or the 4th, depending on how lazy I am. And that will be that. But I want to progress. That's the main thing. I want to take the year, I want to progress. I'd like to do YouTube, I'd like to do Twitch, but I'm most likely going to end up either focusing on programming, or at least, at the very least, focusing on college and how I'm going to progress with that. COVID has definitely, I don't want to say ruined my life, because it hasn't touched me virtually at all. Nothing changed. The only thing it did really is stop school. Which, as much as that's painful, like, in a sort of mental state where it's like, okay, well, you're not learning anything, it didn't really I didn't lose any job. My parents didn't lose their jobs. Income is fine, same, everything. In fact, I actually got more work on surveys because they're like, okay, how did COVID affect your life? And then I'd spend about 10 minutes doing a survey, and they'd give me like however much a normal ask survey is. So that's pretty cool. Um, I just totally blanked my brain. Blah. I totally blanked on my brain. I had a bunch more stuff I wanted to talk about, and I totally forgot. Oh, fun fact, really quick thing. Secret word is actually going to be owl. Night owl, if you're really cool. Actually, let's do that one. Night owl. If you made it to this point in the video, please put night owl. Because it would be funny. Just to see who gets it and who doesn't. And some people might see other people put night owl and then put night owl randomly. And I'll give them the benefit of the doubt regardless, but you people, you're the real ones who actually watched all the way through the 51 minutes of torture to get here. Fun fact, I actually was considering making a VTuber model and becoming a VTuber on Twitch. One of the main reasons I stopped streaming to YouTube and I went to Twitch is because YouTube changed the way you set up streams. I'm sorry. I'm so unprofessional. Won't be professional for a while. Not until at least January, most likely. I haven't really asked for a new camera. Honestly, if I could have my way, I literally would just take all the money that anyone is going to spend on me, donate half of it to Saint Jude's during the live stream, which I can't do anymore, or I'd take it and I just buy things that I actually want with it, like streaming equipment and stuff. Not that it's not that it's a bad thing to get different things for Christmas. It's just that because of what I've done, and granted I've made a lot of stupid decisions. Like I said, I didn't have to get those gifts for my friends. I didn't have to necessarily order that stuff for my mom, but I just wanted to. But yeah, I was considering making a VTuber model, becoming a VTuber, and I still think I might. And the biggest question is, okay, actually, rewind that real quick. The biggest question becomes what to do with the channels. I have zero intention of deleting either my Twitch or my YouTube. That's not happening. There's been so many years of content, and by so many, I mean 5, not that many. I've seen people, another person, I'll go ahead and shut up because he's been inspirational to me in the past. Unfortunately, I have not seen much of his content recently. I know it's probably the same quality it's always been. 2 disappointment things. 1, it's for kid content, which means you can't leave comments, I don't think, anymore. And 2, and most importantly, he churns it out faster than I used to. He churns out like 30 to 50 minute. Let me go ahead. I'll look this up right now, actually, just to prove my point. I think I'm still subscribed to him. I'm not 100% sure. I am. I have the notifications muted. Why? He actually slowed down. Actually, he's been off for a while by the looks of it. But basically, from the looks of it, he would literally upload 3 different games. Anywhere from 2 to 3 games a day that were like 30 to 50 minute episodes. I don't know how anyone kept up with that, but they miraculously did somehow. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. The reason the videos have slowed down is because he was moving into his first home, and he's enjoying the holiday season and personal health, busy, and he'll be back soon.
That's why the slow down videos. But he's still been uploading quite a bit, and to me, he's a great he's a great YouTuber. Like I said, my only issue was for comments are turned off because his content is for children. Which I mean, he's always been like one of the most brand safe people that I can remember. He's been on here for 11 years. He started when he was, I want to say 13. Not important. Not going to go looking for it. But basically, we've been uploading for 5 years. 5 years. There's a ton, there's a bunch of content on here that it's like, it's bad. I could delete it. I probably should delete it. There might even be some problems with copyright or something in some of them, and some curse words, but it doesn't really matter. Oh my gosh, I'm looking back through some of the videos. I find it funny that some of the earliest videos I did were some of the most, like, funnily viewed. But it's one of those things, it's good to leave them up and look back on that like, yeah, I have that. He has the same thing. He has old content of his that's really janky and really weird and has a bunch of, stuff. But he left it up. He left his up. And honestly, I feel like I should, or at the very least, I'm going to leave mine up. No one has to watch it. I'm not saying you should watch it because it's probably bad, or at least some of it is bad. But I want to progress forward without destroying the past. So the really big question is, if I did become a VTuber, which I doubt will happen, mainly because I'm lazy and I can't make my own model and I don't have a job, so I can't pay to have my own model. I'm also not very likable, interesting enough to be hired by Hollow Live. All things not happening. Um, but just in general, I 2021 I'd say is my last. I want to. I probably won't, but I want to make it my last big ditch effort to be like, okay, cards to the wall. Let's become some form of, you know, I might create content well into the future. I might. But next year is really going to dictate whether or not I take a big leap into it, or whether I say, okay, enough's enough. Forget trying to grow as a person. Forget trying to grow a community. If I make a video, it's because that's what I feel like doing. And I'm just going to do it as a hobby. Granted, anyone who should do anything should always be passionate about it. But for me, one of my favorite things about watching YouTube and playing, both watching YouTube, watching other content creators, and wasn't always the quality. I can see there have been some really high quality videos that I like. I like all of game theory. I like, things. But one of my first things I loved to watch on YouTube was just gameplay videos of just these people like Zebra Gamer, like a couple of Pokemon YouTubers I won't mention, other sort of things where it's just like they sit there, they play through a game. It takes minimal editing to put a face cam in a corner with gameplay next to it, record. It takes very minimal effort to do that. And granted, not a lot of videos I see anymore really do that. They always have to have this clickbait thumbnail. They always have to have like a theme. They always have to have a lot of jump cuts and a lot of editing and text on screen. It's like, yeah, I mean, I get it, but to me, it kind of loses that sort of flavor and taste. Like, there is always the benefit of, or not the benefit, there's always the option of live streaming and then taking clips from the live stream, or live streaming and then creating videos from the live stream, which I've seen Scooch. It's a good example. I've seen do that a bunch. But I mean, it's not so much it's not enjoyable a lot anymore. You know, it's just not. It's not. It's not as. It's not as free. It's not as easy to make. And I mean, I get like there are some things that need to be high quality, but personally, I think at least for me, one of the most special things I need to always just be getting to just come home after a long day, sit and watch someone play a game that I couldn't or that I can't. Games are not cheap. They're getting cheaper. The base price per game used to be 40 to 60. Now when you're in the indie scene or when you're on Steam, there's a lot of games that you can get for 15 to 30. You know, and there are some AAA titles that are still 40 or 60, but there's a ton of games that are like, hey, we get it. You only got so much to spend. Here's, just a 30, you know. And one of the benefits that I think I have, to a decent extent, is I have over 200 games in my personal library, and not everyone has games I hid. A while ago, I just um, shared my Steam library with one of my friends because he wanted to play a game that he didn't have and I had. So I was like, okay, well, go for it. The game was Hades, by the way, if anyone would like to see content on that. Another thing that's kind of lost in nowadays is like genuine reaction. Like live streams are one of the only ways you can get genuine reaction because, you know, while you kind of get genuine reaction on videos, it's still so like cut and there's a cut here, there's a cut there, there's like a special edit in there somewhere. There's you know and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that would disagree with the statement, oh, editing is bad, because it's not. Editing's not bad. It's good, but I don't know. I don't know. Personally, to me, I kind of dread learning to edit. I've tried a couple of times and failed, and next year I'm going to put in as much effort as I can. I want to stop being lazy. I want to do things. But I just can't. I just can't. So the year of progression, the year of development is starting soon. I'm not planning on any specific goals. Actually, that's a lie. Going back to what I said before, one special thing I wanted to do in 2021, this is completely up to what happens, and I can almost 90% guarantee it will not happen. For the past 2 years, 3 years, I've donated to Game Theory's live stream. I want to donate to their live stream, but at the same time, really big ambition. I wanted to donate $1,000 in 2021 to various charities through my own means, whether that be streaming, charity streams. A thought process of mine was at the end of every single month, I would hold a charity live stream where I did something, but I don't have a community. Like, the keys to obtain power are different than the keys to sustain power. Even if I knew the exact keys or the exact things I need to do, that's an interesting quote. If you get the reference, points to you. I will do something if you want to ask in the comment section if you get the reference. Also, don't forget to put in the secret word if you haven't already, if you remember what it is. Do you remember what it is? I don't know. It's been like 20 minutes. 10, 15? I lost count. But, definitely, like, even if I knew how to keep power, I don't really know how to get it, other than just luck and doing the best I can. So, I want to thank everyone who's ever watched a video of mine. I want to thank everyone that's already inspired me. I'm going to try and list off them all off right now. Zebra Gamer, Ashley Silverdust, Blue, CGP Gray. I think that's all I want to mention. VTubers. There's specifically Hololive EN. I'm not gonna put any of their links in the description if you want to look into that. That's your own rabbit hole. I'm not gonna drag anyone down there. Was there one more? Zebra Gamer. I think those are the only four that I really want to mention. The rest, you can probably look back in an old video, or you can probably deduce one way or another. Blue, Ashley Silverdust, Zebra Gamer. I'm a broken record. I cannot remember. I could have sworn there was at least one more. CGP Grant. I'm staring at his videos. Thank you so much for. Oh, Game Theorist. There's the last one. Game Theorist. Thank you guys all for inspiring me over the years in small ways to big ways to just being yourselves. I think I'm a good example of what difference a little thing like leaving a comment can make. I've never been suicidal, but just I feel like the interaction you get with people just brings so much greatness back. That being said, the getting to donate $1,000, I doubt is gonna happen. At the minimum, I want to donate $120, which would be $10 out of my pocket every single month. I'd like to do that at the very least because I want to support a lot of charities, and I definitely will be maybe doing a video on that, maybe live streaming it. I want to go back to making video content, especially since I'm up late. Recording is not an issue. Streaming this late is not ideal. Streaming this late is not recommended, really, but who knows? We've been rambling for an hour and 7 minutes now. I could keep going to make it an hour 10. I don't really need to. So, as I used to say, as I still say, and as I will continue to say until I come up with a new branding, I've been trying to. I'm not good at business branding. Business management, I've always been decent with handling money. I've always been good with math. I've always been good at planning and deal making and stuff like that. I usually, with friends and family, I try and take the negative end of the deal. Like I try and give a little bit more than I take away. And they sometimes appreciate that, and other times they just completely blow me off, and that sucks. But I've never been good at branding. If anyone has any ideas for branding, I would be so appreciative. I thought it was something for the VTuber, but making a VTuber model from scratch is not something I think I could do. I tried to get back into drawing on stream. That didn't really go well. I'm running out of breath because I haven't drank any water in the past hour. It's right here. Stay hydrated, guys. Remember, that's just a video. This is DJ Daniel, signing off. See you guys next time. In hopefully less than 3 years. Or less than a month, I guess. Bye.